My improvement in the last year has been massive, and I just can't wait to go out there and show it. The strength and conditioning, the technical work, and all that stuff that you do for a training camp. There's those that pressure wears them down, and there's those who shine under pressure, and I am 100% part of the last.
As UFC 321 approaches, Tom Aspinall's father, Andy Aspinall, believes he's crafted a fighter who can handle anyone, especially Ciryl Gane. Watching Tom Aspinall prepare for his first heavyweight title defense, Andy sounds calm but confident. In his eyes, Gane is a talented technician but not someone who poses any unsolvable problems for his son. He sees Tom as sharper, more efficient, and far more dangerous when it comes to execution. For him, this fight isn't just about the power, it's about precision, timing, and proving that the years of sacrifice were worth it. Tom Aspinall himself looks completely focused as he gets ready to face Ciryl Gane in Abu Dhabi. Most analysts think the easiest way for him to win would be to take Ciryl Gane down and dominate on the ground. After all, Gane has been exposed in that area before, struggling badly against Jon Jones and Francis Ngannou. But Tom isn't locking himself onto one plan. He has been clear that he's training for everything: stand-up, grappling, and everything in between. He believes Gane has worked hard to fix those weaknesses and expects the Frenchman might even attempt a takedown or two himself. For Tom, it's not about guessing what his opponent will do, it's about being ready for anything that happens in that cage. His goal is to find the simplest, most efficient path to victory, no matter how the fight plays out.
Your training is like ridiculous all the time, no?
The way that I like to do it is I got 5 training partners. I'm fighting a 5-round fight. I'll stay in the middle and I'll spar with a different sparring partner. 1 round each, yeah. That is the because you want to prepare for the worst. Training to fight the second best fight in the world for potentially 25 minutes.
He's confident, but that confidence comes from preparation, not arrogance. Over the past months, Aspinall has been putting in long hours with elite training partners, making sure there are no holds in his own game. He's ready for a war, whether it turns into a grappling chess match or a high-level striking battle. Deep down, though, he knows one thing for sure: his power is real, and if he connects cleanly, this fight could end in an instant. He's even said that if he lands a full-force punch at anyone, they're going down. That's the kind of self-belief that separates champions from contenders, and it's exactly the kind of energy he's bringing into UFC 321.
If you're a human being and I hit you full power in the face, you're going over. And that goes for Ciryl Gane.
No man alive, I'm telling you right now.
It's going to be hard work avoiding that one shot for 25 minutes.
If Tom were to win, your ability to have Pereira and Jones in the bracket but not matched up becomes a little bit more difficult of a story to tell. And you would likely default to the lowest hanging fruit, which is, this is a #1 contenders match. That way you're involving your heavyweight champion. You're not pushing aside your champion. And by the way, if Tom lights Ciryl up in the first round, he's likely to do it on his feet. If you knock out Ciryl Gane, which Francis Ngannou couldn't even knock him down, the myth of Tom, which is starting to grow, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be this beautiful thing.
On the other side of the cage, Ciryl Gane is entering this fight with a point to prove. He's already had 2 chances to capture UFC gold, but both slipped away, and one against Francis Ngannou, the other against Jon Jones. Both losses stung deeply, but they also changed him. Since then, Gane has come back with a renewed sense of focus. He has spent months rebuilding himself, tightening the gaps in his grappling and strengthening his overall game. The weaknesses that once cost him so dearly are the very things he's been obsessed with improving. For him, this isn't just another shot at the belt, it's redemption. He wants to prove that he can not only compete with the best, but beat them convincingly. His training has been intense, his mindset razor sharp, and his motivation as high as it's ever been. Everything has been working toward comes down to this night in Abu Dhabi.
He's good, and I think he brings a whole new challenge that I've not really had before. The same that I have with him. He's just like, his style is different to a lot of heavyweights. He moves really well.
Yeah.
He's nimble, super fit, super athletic. We're both going to be in a stage where I think to get to him, we both need to be pretty exhausted.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
And that's not something that I've really had to deal with too much before. A lot of heavyweights quite slow and ploddy. He isn't like that at all. So I think we both need to, I need to be super, super fit.
I'm confident for this fight. I don't want to talk of the after the fight. I'm confident for this fight. I want this belt, and I do my best during the camp for that. But everybody knows my strength already. I can move very well, I can manage the distance very well. My striking is a high-level striking, and so I'm gonna manage this. I do this for me. Like the target is the belt, and I'm not focused on the the social media, the people outside. I'm really focused on my family, my friend, my team, my goal, my target, and training. This is a different mindset.
Meanwhile, other fighters and analysts have been watching and weighing in, each with their own take on what to expect. Jailton Almeida, who's also fighting in the UFC 321 card, made his opinion very clear. He believes Tom Aspinall will hold onto his title and do so convincingly. Known for his own dominant grappling, Almeida doubts that Gane has been as focused as he once was. He even hinted that Gane's growing interest in acting and film might have taken some of his attention away from fighting. In Almeida's eyes, Aspinall's discipline, consistency, and hunger are what set him apart, and that will show in fight night. Of course, Almeida's confidence in Tom isn't purely admiration. As a rising contender himself, he knows that a dominant champion like Aspinall makes his own ambitions more meaningful down the line.
That Aspinall beats Gane, you know, it seems like Gane has other priorities in his life right now, and once you're fighting at this level, there can be no other priority. You know, if you're fighting at this level, if you're fighting for the heavyweight crown of the UFC, you have to be all in, and it doesn't seem like that's the case for Gane right now. So I don't know, you know, and that's the thing. I get it that he's taking it because, you know, who's not going to take another title fight for the heavyweight belt? But I think, you know, his priorities are in a different place now.
Daniel Cormier offered a more balanced take. He sees this as a far closer fight than most people realize. As someone who understands what it takes to compete at the very top of the heavyweight division, Cormier praised both fighters for their athleticism and adaptability. In his view, this isn't just another slugfest, it's a true clash of styles. Aspinall's wrestling background against Gane's world-class striking makes for an unpredictable matchup where momentum could shift at any second.
We finally got Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane. Chill, we've been screaming about this Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane for a long time. UFC 321, Tom minus 325, Gane plus 260. We finally got the fight, but the world doesn't seem to believe, Chael, that it's a close fight. And I don't really agree with that line. I think this fight is much closer. Tom Aspinall minus 325, Ciryl Gane plus 265.
Within Aspinall's own camp, confidence is sky high. Martin Buday, one of his sparring partners, has been blown away by the champion's preparation. After training side by side with him through countless grueling rounds, Buday says this version of Aspinall is sharper, faster, and more mentally locked in than ever before. Every session has been about refining the details, staying calm under pressure, and executing perfectly. From conditioning to timing to game planning, everything is clicking. For Buday, there is no doubt that Aspinall will rise to the occasion when it matters most.
Like, I love Tom Aspinall and like his team, his father, like everyone in that team. So I'm really looking up to that fight, and I will be cheering for Tom. I think he will secure like a spectacular win and finish in that and like defend the title. So I'm very happy for him. I'm really happy that I can be there and train with them. I'm really thankful. For the last fights, I was preparing with them, so they really affected my game plan, my style, and everything. So I will be going there soon. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited for them all, and for Tom especially. He's my good friend.
But not everyone is convinced that this fight will be a one-sided affair. Alex Pereira, the reigning light heavyweight champion, respects Aspinall's knockout power but believes this is a very different kind of challenge. Pereira sees Gane's calmness and tactical approach as major factors that could test the British champion in ways he hasn't experienced yet. Instead of another quick finish, Pereira expects a longer, more strategic fight. He thinks Gane's composure might frustrate Aspinall, forcing him into deeper waters than usual.
What do you think about Aspinall and Ciryl Gane? Like, who do you think you will win? Is the winner something that interests him?
Cara, ali é uma luta assim difícil, né? Mas o Tom Aspinall, campeão, vem mais confiante. Mas assim, eu vejo que ele lutou com atletas também assim, muito agressivo, entendeu? E ele tá levando a melhor ali, mas acho que o Ciryl Gane ele é um cara assim mais, que movimenta mais. É um cara que não gosta de se expor, entendeu? Um pouco ali de medo e tal. Então, quando você tem um certo medo, um receio, você acaba não tomando muitos golpes. Então, pô, a gente vai ver, vamos ver, porque de repente ele pode frustrar um pouco, né? O Tom Aspinall ali, de passa ali primeiro, segundo, terceiro round e vai levando pro final. A gente não sabe como que ele vai se comportar também.
It's a tough fight, you know. Tom is a complete fighter, but I do feel like he's fought a lot of aggressive guys. And I think Gane is a guy who's going to do a lot of movement. He's going to be a little more cautious and you know, just moving around a lot. It might frustrate Tom, you know. So first, second, third round, maybe Tom can't find Ciryl Gane, so...
Not everyone shares that optimism for the matchup itself, though. Ciryl Gane wasn't particularly impressed with the fight's booking. He labeled it as a lackluster matchup for the division, arguing that it doesn't bring much new energy to heavyweight MMA. However, even he admitted that the blame doesn't lie with the fighters. In his view, the heavyweight division has been struggling with momentum for a while. Gane believes this fight might be exactly what's needed to reignite interest among fans, even if it doesn't have the immediate star power of past championship bouts.
If he's gonna go up to heavyweight, shouldn't he be coming after the heavyweight champion? John is the right size. Dana gave a resistance to the idea. In fact, he did it directly to me. He asked me, Ciryl, have you met Tom? Tom is huge. Tom is 260 plus pounds of muscle. But that isn't the issue with John. As a matter of fact, Pereira just walking around weighs more than John weighs. John at heavyweight has weighed 236 pounds. Pereira weighs 244 pounds. Now why John? What would they be fighting for? If you're gonna put that fight together, what do you do with Tom? It would seem if you have John Jones back, John Jones versus Tom would be the fight. It would seem if Pereira moved into heavyweight, champion versus champion, not champion versus former champion or champion versus contender.
And Gary had an interesting viewpoint as well. He pointed out that Aspinall's rapid rise to the top happened so fast that many fans didn't fully appreciate his skill set. Winning the title after John Jones stepped away left some questioning whether he truly earned it. Gary thinks this fight gives Aspinall a chance to erase all doubts. Beating a high-level opponent like Gane in a title defense would solidify his legitimacy as the undisputed king of the heavyweight division. Gary also praised both men for stepping up and giving fans exactly what they want, two elite fighters willing to test themselves against the best.
I don't see that fight getting out of the first round. Right. I think Tom is phenomenal. I think he's absolutely the best heavyweight we've ever seen in the UFC. I said to him, it sucks to win the belt that way, to be the champion this way, that no one's going to remember that in 3 fights time. They're just going to remember what you've done and that you are the champion of the world and you're the best in the division, and that's it.
Even former champions like Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo are hyped for this matchup. Usman called it one of the best stylistic fights the UFC could have made right now, praising the blend of speed, power, and technical ability on display. He leaned toward Aspinall as his pick, impressed by his explosiveness and all-around skill set. Cejudo, meanwhile, agreed that Aspinall is an incredibly tough opponent, but emphasized that Gane's striking could complicate things if the Brit isn't careful. Both men agreed on one thing though: this fight has all the ingredients to deliver fireworks and could easily turn into one of the most entertaining heavyweights title bouts in recent memory.
Tom Aspinall is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. What's the first step for him?
You give him the one contender, Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane is somebody that's a big heavyweight, that's very agile. I don't think Tom Aspinall gets rid of him right away like he has with other people. And I think that'll be a big indication if John Jones wants to come back and reclaim that bout once again.
I think you're absolutely right. Fight that makes sense. Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane. Let's make that happen. Ciryl Gane is... people forget how fantastic he is. A guy that can kind of float around the octagon, touch you, kick you, hit you with elbow. He's just a complete game. But man, Tom's movement, his boxing, speed, and his power, it's very, very difficult to doubt this man anymore.
With so many eyes on them and so many opinions flying around, UFC 321 is shaping up to be more than just a fight. It's a moment that could define the future of the heavyweight division. Tom Aspinall stands at the top of the mountain, young, dangerous, and eager to prove that his reign is no fluke. Ciryl Gane steps across from him, determined to finally capture the gold that slipped through his fingers twice before. It's power versus precision, aggression versus control, the unbeatable and unpredictable chaos of a man who finishes fights colliding with the calm mastery of a man who rarely makes mistakes.